What up, what up, what up? Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. What is going on, everyone? I'm Shadell, co-host of Paging the Simpsons. I'm joined by my lovely wife,
Lauren.
Man, we got a lot to get into. I'm excited because for the last month or two, we've been going through like quarantine news, quarantine radio, and like finally we actually have some topics that have been like slowly coming out of the news, and
Yay!
It's like, yo, we could talk about this. Like finally getting back to somewhat of a regular, like, you know, content schedule type thing happening. So that's great. Man. I really want to get into this Ahmaud Arbery Georgia shooting, but I feel like since it's a heavy thing, I'm gonna
ease in.
I'm gonna tailor that for the end of this, well, close to the end of this episode, because I have a lot to say, and then it's something that you shared with me that I'll go over also. But I really want to get into that, but I don't want to get too deep into my
Stay tuned.
My emotions. Some of the things I want to touch on is 6ix9ine is back in this. Ooh.
Woo.
Ooh. Dog.
That doesn't mean much to me.
I mean, in a sense, it doesn't, but it's still like it. I don't know. It's interesting when someone's man, like, it was interesting. He went from like, this kid's annoying, like, I don't know why he's so popular, from that to just being like pretty much like the most hated in a community of music, I would say. And I give him credit for what he was able to do. And he got, well, you don't know about this, but he got exposed recently. So he was in someplace probably in the Hamptons. He did like some Instagram video of him, like, you know, showing his jewelry out on like a back like deck of the house he's staying at. They have like police cars out front, and it's like one of those. We've been looking at places, so it's like one of these like communities. So like the houses are relatively close to each other. Mm-hmm. So like he had a house that was behind him, and it was like with this teenage girl was able to like see.
Oh God!
So she's like, guys, like, oh my God, 6ix9ine's right here, and he's taking pictures. And she literally pans the camera over to like the balcony, and you could see literally the outfit he was just wearing in the Instagram video that just went up. And I'm just like, oh. So he got exposed, and the police, like, they had to like move him.
Well, yeah.
And it was funny because someone like posted like an image, like someone went to like where it was, and like they took a picture out front, and like, yeah, there was like 4 police cars out front, and it's just crazy.
People are weird.
I don't blame that girl for being like, yo, I'm gonna expose.
Not her so much, but I wouldn't just go to the house and just be like, hey, like, I never understood these people who show up like at celebrities' houses or like all that kind of stuff. First of all, it's not like you're gonna meet them. Second of all, they don't want to meet you there.
Dog.
Third of all, it's rude. Like, would you want someone to be doing that to you? Like, I just
someone did that to Eminem's house like 2 weeks ago. This guy like busted in, and like it freaked Eminem out, and I guess he has security at the beck and call, so he called for security and he got kicked out and charged and all that stuff. But I'm like, you break into someone's house and just pop up.
That's
like,
even worse.
Here I am.
That's even worse. I'm talking about even like the people who just like you're like being a creeper and standing outside this person's house.
I never understood
even that. Like, what does that do for you?
Like when Jake Paul was popping, he had that like whole Team Ted House thing, and like all the time you'd have parents drive their kids
James
there and all that
Charles,
stuff.
too.
I don't understand it. And I like, well, here I'll say this, because 50, for a brief period, he lived in Connecticut. I thought that was cool, and I feel like where was he? Maybe in the Farmington area, something like that. And like I always been interested, not to like, I'm not gonna stay outside and like be like, oh my God, I'm gonna wait for, you know, his car to pull in and the gates to open, and oh my God, but just to like check out like that street would be interesting in itself.
The street, sure, but like people who literally just
they camp out there. It's kind of
weird, and like it's not worth my time.
Yeah.
What are you looking to accomplish out of that? Because also, like, yeah, if they come out, do you think about it? Would you want to be harassed when you're trying to leave your house to like go to work or go like whatever you're gonna do? Would you want to be harassed for like an autograph, a picture, or whatever? Like, you're just trying to leave your house. So, like, do you really think that's the best way to go about it?
Yeah, and what's funny is I was watching an interview going back to 50, and he I found it interesting how he was like he used to have like a workout, like a place he would work out in his house, and he just like, you know, you walk by and you're like, you don't feel motivated doing it, so he goes to like some gym in Connecticut, and I'm like, I'm not sure where, but I assume it's not like some little like Planet Fitness. It's probably a gym that costs like a couple hundred for a membership. Yeah. And he's like when he's there, like no one really bothers him, but he normally has like his hood up and like headphones in, and like when he's focused, like no one's gonna be like, hey, it's like you just stay in the zone. Yeah. But like that's so interesting that like,
you know, it's probably like, yeah, it's a more bougie gym,
like a high, like an expensive one, like whatever.
Where
the next
less
step thing
people
is,
are, because also less people can afford it.
Yeah, well, it's whatever. So, like it's the next step up from like an LA Fitness or something. Like I'm not sure what that would be, but I can imagine it being something that expensive.
It's a few steps up. I remember when I went to physical therapy back when I hurt my back as a CNA. The physical therapy area was like in a gym, so like they would use the gym for stuff. Like it was an actual gym, like people like sign up with a membership through, and you had to kind of like go through to get to the physical therapy part. And I remember how they were saying the gym is $60 a month. Mm-hmm. And I could see why, because it was like they had the pool and they had like all these extra like things. Mm-hmm. But I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, that's a lot of money a month for a gym. So I just think to myself, it's got to be, like you said, like at least a couple $100 a month. Like it's going to be extra bougie and small, and like, well, not small, but like the membership's small, I'm sure.
They have like companies like that in New York that are like, you're paying a good amount, but you know, it's like you're dealing with other notable people. Right?
That's the thing. People aren't going to bother him, because I'm like, if you can afford that gym... Even if you're not a celebrity, you're like high up there. You're all like, look at me, like yeah.
You could be a doctor or something. You're just like, yo, I got the money. I like the equipment here. It's high end. You're not dealing with poor people. Poor people, they're billionaires. I don't want you people around me paying $10 a month.
That's terrible.
But yeah, back to 6ix9ine. I just shout out to this guy for his skill and everything, and I have no idea what the future holds for me. I don't, have any, ill will or anything against this guy. I'm just trying to see how people like, how someone that's like the most hated, how do you handle that? Because like, of course, you're like introduction back. Everyone, you're gonna have these high views. Like he broke Instagram, like whatever the record is for live streaming. He got like 2 million on the live stream.
I mean, I wouldn't say everyone hates him. There's clearly a fan base there.
No.
Okay.
In the words of 50, everyone likes a train wreck. Like everyone.
That's true.
Everyone you that's like true. Someone that you see like something's happening.
That's true. It's like when Britney shaved her head.
Yeah.
That's
and
true.
That's why everyone liked 50 when he got shot. And it's like, oh man, and like all the people that like were. I was watching his interviews. That's why it's so fresh in my head. And everyone that was like out in the streets that did this to him, like they were out there, and like anything could happen. So like. It's a similar situation when it comes to 6ix9ine, where he's like, everyone's just watching, and there's a lot of people that don't rock with him. And average people like you and me, we're like, yo, cool, whatever. We're just watching it happen. But America loves a train wreck. America loves like watching to see what happens.
Everyone loves drama.
Yeah.
That's why drama channels are a thing and all this stuff. Like, yeah, everyone... I don't know. My theory is that it helps to take away from whatever stress or like drama you're going through in your life to like be watching someone else's. You're just like, let me get soaked up in their stuff or laugh at their stuff, and let's just pretend mine isn't happening.
I guess.
It's kind of like a way to escape or relate.
You know how sucky that is though, to like be put on like house arrest, and like you have police watching you. You can't go out. You can't do anything. It's just like you're stuck in your house, and it's just like, yo, that's what you get for doing what you do. And it's like, yeah, he can sit there and flash little watches and chains and all that stuff he has, but dog, you're really just an animal. Like,
how long is he on house arrest?
I mean, the only reason he's out is because his lawyers made a case that he shouldn't be in there because of coronavirus and all that stuff. So that's why he got out.
Right, he's the only one that shouldn't be in there because of coronavirus. He's so much more special.
When you got money, that's what happens.
Like, wow.
And you got good lawyers, that's what happens.
Wow.
But, I mean, no one knows. Like, I'm not sure when he would go back. At this point, no one even knows when they're going to go back to work, let alone him going back to the jail.
Interesting. So he's not done.
I mean, what I feel like is going to happen, they're going to hit him with. I feel like they would do something. Did they give him something? I'm not sure if he has any type of how long his like sentence is. I could be wrong. I feel like it's a year. I feel like he got like an additional year or something, but I could be totally off on that. But I'm like, whatever it is, I'm sure with how good his lawyers are, he could probably be like, yo, time served. Look how I've been on good behavior. Like, let's loosen these restrictions or something. I don't know. Because if he's just literally staying home, can't do anything, he's not going to doing anything crazy on the internet and stuff, I didn't think it happened. But yeah, the comeback story is interesting with this one. I'm gonna move on because you're just like, I don't care. So
I'm like, I don't have anything else to say.
I want to talk about this interesting one. So do you know this podcast called Call Me Daddy?
I do not.
Dog, oh my God. Who am I hosting with?
What? What? Why?
How do you not know?
Because
I don't even know, and like I've seen people like post it. Well,
call her daddy.
What'd I say?
You said call me daddy.
Oh, same thing.
I mean, no, it's different.
You get what I mean. Call her daddy. Yeah. So they started back in 2018, and I started seeing like more and more people post, especially around the time when we created our podcast. I think I saw them a lot, and I was like, "Huh, what is that?" And I listened. It's not for me, obviously, because it's two women talking about whatever. But they're currently going through it with. Do you know who Barstools is? That company.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, who am I with, dog? Okay, they're a popular like media company. Look at it as like a BuzzFeed.
Okay.
So a lot of their stuff is like kind of sports related, all that stuff. You can find them on YouTube, podcast platforms, all that stuff. Yeah, same level as BuzzFeed. Well, in their own category. So they're currently having an interesting issue because they're fighting over their rights, and I'm not sure if it's tough. I'm not sure how to like explain this with you not having much details. That's also my next issue.
Okay.
So imagine this. I'm gonna put this in this context. Imagine we just started our podcast. Oh, we're going to start one, and we work with a company, and they give us a base salary of like, I think it's like 70,000, 75,000.
Nice.
Exactly. You're like, that's cool, all that stuff. But
I knew there was a but.
in that agreement and contract you sign, they own the rights to the podcast, the content, like everything.
Yeah, it is like BuzzFeed.
They own the likability. They
like
own
BuzzFeed.
The name. They own everything.
Yeah.
Would you still want to sign that and make that 75,000?
That's a problem.
But hey,
because
guess
if
what?
you grow, then you have nowhere to go.
But hey, guess what? You can down the next year or two, as this grows or hopefully grows, you'll get 100,000, and then as your average listenership grows 10%, we'll give you a bit more money there. We're trying to help you out. This is a really solid deal for someone that we're taking a gamble on.
I think it depends on the kind of person you are and what you're looking to do. Like for some people that would work because you're just like, hey, I'm making a really good income, I'm doing what I like, that kind of thing. But for other people, if you're looking to branch out with this brand, create more of it, whether it be merch or other stuff with your brand, then no, it doesn't work because it's not your brand. So I think it depends on who you are and what you're looking to do or get from it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I look at the BuzzFeed people, for example, a lot of them have gone and branched out and done their own thing. They've left. But then there's still a bunch of people that are still there, and you think there's got to be some people that are okay with that. There's got to be some people that are okay being in a company. There's always because it's the same thing as like having a business versus being in a company, being an employee. There you have different people, different types of people.
Well, here's the thing. So you're a nobody. You're essentially, these two girls were essentially probably nobody.
Right.
That's from what my understanding of this is. So they're taking a gamble on you They don't know this podcast is going to be a hit podcast and you're going to kill it.
Right.
So it's like, you're like, I'm a nobody. We're nobodies.
Right.
And they're going to start giving us $75,000.
Right.
Plus whatever else we can get out of this.
Right.
For however long the contract, term is.
Right.
You wouldn't do that?
I would look closely at the contract. And I would try and figure that out.
But what angle do you have when you are a nobody? You don't have any leverage.
You don't have one, but I'm saying, so what I'm saying though is it stopping them from, if they don't sign that, they can't go do their own podcast?
I mean, you can't do anything with anything that relates to Car Daddy or like.
If I don't sign.
Oh, you mean like you can start your own podcast. That's not a problem. If you don't sign, obviously it's no agreement. Right?
So there's nothing saying I can't grow.
I mean, there's nothing saying you can't grow on this. But as far as you making a book and like trying to profit on it, it's not happening.
Right.
Like if you make a book, we're both profiting off that.
Which again, I think works for some people and not others. I think it depends on each person and scenario.
See, I'm 50-50 on this. Because you're taking a gamble, though the company's taking a gamble on you, because I see the business side of it.
Because I see, when it comes to a book, for example, okay? Like, I had self-published my books, which meant technically I'll keep all the profits and the royalties and all this stuff, but it's also a lot harder to get out there. I have to do all the work myself. Mm-hmm. Versus if you go through an actual publisher, they will get your book out there and inevitably you'll probably make more sales, but they take a huge percentage. So it's kind of like that. What makes more sense for you? For me, it didn't make sense to go through a publisher because I wasn't trying to like do that with those books. I wasn't trying to make this a huge like thing, and I wasn't trying to go through all the hassle of like that because it's very difficult. Yeah. So I can see both sides.
Which one would you do? If you were nobody, they're throwing a shot at the dark, and this is a chance for you to make, start with a good salary and make more, in the hopes that your podcast will actually do well. What would you do?
I would probably negotiate the contract.
Yeah, but what if they're like, no, like this is already good. We're giving you $75,000.
Okay, but I would negotiate it to the point and I would say, okay, so what happens in the future if this blows up and you guys want more things from me, like a book, like merch, like whatever it is, what is the percentage? What are we talking about here?
Mean, that's it. When your contract's done. We don't talk about this now. We'll have to see when when it's time to re-up the contract.
No, see, like, I don't like that. I don't like the skeeviness of it.
We don't like you. We can find someone else and make them a star.
All right, cool.
Damn, that's how you treat it?
I don't like that. I've learned too much. I've gone through too much with all this stuff. For me, I much prefer owning stuff and having control of it and being able to do what I want with it when I want.
But there's not saying you can't control it. There's like, okay, down the road, if this does well and they see the value in that you're bringing to the show and they want to continue it, like, okay, we'll re-up the contract and make changes to maybe make this a 50-50 thing and, remove, that little clause in there where it's like, we take something out of like a certain percentage out of your books, or we own the rights to your likeness or something, or like, I don't know. I feel like things can be talked.
I never liked that. I never liked that it's like someone owns you.
Yeah. That's dicey.
That's the part that I don't like. Is like, okay, sure, the podcast name, the genre, the whatever it is about, sure. But like, it's literally me. And I'm like, where am I supposed to go with that? You're very locked in at that point.
It's gonna suck, but dog, I'm taking it.
Oh my god!
I'll take that shot. I'll take it.
Again, I think this is different. You and I look at it differently.
Do you know how many people make a podcast? Do you know how many people have made a podcast during this quarantine season? Just like they're making TikToks and challenging your TikTok community. Yeah. You know how many people have made podcasts that are like, yo, let's start this thing.
Yeah, but then they'll trail off. A lot of people that are starting just because of quarantine, like, stuff isn't gonna last.
That's great and all, but I'm just saying, if I can like get a leg up from these people that are just like, I'm just gonna do this little podcast here, and I can just automatically have the budget because I have a big company backing me and the advertising.
I think it would have to be a discussion. I'm not like, I'm leaning towards I wouldn't do it, but I would really have to know everything about it.
All right, so you hear that, potential advertisers, networks, all that stuff.
But what is the problem here? What's happening? They want to branch out because you didn't actually tell. Yeah, you didn't tell me what's wrong with these.
I told you what it is. They're stuck in their contract and they're essentially getting screwed. Obviously, with them telling you, "Yo, we're gonna give you a base salary of this and it'll go up to that." You know what it is. They're making a lot more money off them than they realize.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, they tell you that because it's like it's reasonable for them to pay you that, knowing how much they're getting back in return.
Right.
So that at the end of the day, you sit back and you understand the finances. You understand how much you're getting paid for the sponsors and the ads and all that stuff, and the amount of views and plays. But if you look at it,
it's very interesting because there's got to be a reason. You're not making as much as the company's making because the company does have assets and connections and stuff that you do not.
Yeah, but if I'm
so they are doing work for you.
That's great. But if I'm trying to like branch out and make a book or whatever, like I can't. If they wanted to right now under their contract, they're not able to go make a Call Her Daddy book and talk about their story, their beginnings or whatever.
So wait. But see, this is different. Are they not able to talk about the podcast stuff, or are they not able to talk about them?
It doesn't. You can't use the name in that unless you're trying to split a check with barstools. Like it's not happening.
Okay, so what if I just don't use the name of the podcast?
It's less likely that it's gonna move, is what I feel like, because it's different when I feel like when you're just a regular like social media person versus like a bigger like celebrity, and everyone knows them for this.
Because they must have a presence online.
Yeah, but it's
like on their own profiles.
Yeah, but it's nothing crazy. Like right now, even though I think on their joint like Twitter, they have like 250,000 Twitter followers. Like, yeah, I'm sure on their joint they probably have separate their Instagram, which has 1.2 million. But it's like you're hoping that these people, which they won't all, you're hoping that they convert to potential people.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're new and you're not familiar, it's smarter to start out with like the name of what started you. Like Amanda Seales. Do you know who that is? Mm-hmm. You do?
Wait, Amanda who?
Seales.
Maybe not.
Okay. Probably don't. The best thing I could say is you would know her from Insecure. She was one of Issa Rae's like the richer friend. I think she dated she's not dated, but her husband's white, I'd like to say. We haven't watched that show in a while. But Amanda Seales, she has a podcast called Small Doses. So she went and recently made a book called Small Doses.
Right.
Because that's where you're gonna know her from. So it's like it just makes you understand the correlation. So like, yeah, I can make a book and name it, My Life Story from Shadell Simpson or something, but it's not gonna mean much unless I'm making like a book that like has something that people like automatically know you from, and then you slowly break out from there. But that's just my 2 cents.
I getcha.
You're just like, I'm done with this. I'm done with this completely.
I said my piece.
I get it. The point is, if a contract comes...
I'm not trying to be owned by anybody.
If a contract comes, own me. Pay me $1 million. You got me.
But I'm telling you, this is the difference also in even what we do for work. Like, business owners don't want to be owned. They don't want to work for someone. They don't, like, they are their own entity, and they are going to control what they do and how they do it and when they do it and why they do it. Like, versus an employee, you're at the beck and call of your boss and the hours they tell you and, like, everything.
Okay.
So it makes sense that, sure, I'm more against it and you're more for it, because you're like, hey, paycheck, sign me up. You can tell me what to do. That's cool. And I'm just like, it's not that simple. It's not that black and white.
So you're telling me you want this podcast to starve?
No, I'm telling you that sometimes building it the hard way and taking years to build it up can be worth it.
So you telling me you want me to starve, just in a not so upfront
starve
way.
Until you deserve it.
I do. I deserve it now. Like my stomach is growling. I haven't eaten yet.
Well, whether we deserve it or not is not up to us. That's the fun part about businesses.
So you're telling me
You
is
just gotta
even though
keep
I'm
proving
hungry,
yourself
it's
and
not
do
gonna
your
happen.
thing, and it'll happen when it's supposed
All
to
I'm
happen.
hearing is sad news. You're not telling me anything good. All right. Now let's get into what I really wanted to get into here. Oh wait, before we get into it, Doug, I just want to mention how we got thrown off from this coronavirus things as things start to reopen, as states start to branch out, all that stuff. And now we're talking about killer wasps or hornets or whatever. What are they called?
Murder hornets.
Yeah, murder hornets. I like how we're like skating off and
aliens.
News is coming out. Yeah, UFO sightings have been happening.
Yep.
I'm like,
we never wanted to talk about it before, but now that coronavirus is a thing, we're like, no, let's just
stop with that.
We're over it. It's not a thing anymore.
I see what they're doing.
It's weird.
One thing is for sure, I hope they don't come here because it's still cold over on this side of the world. So stay over there wherever you are. I saw someone take a picture on Twitter. I'm not sure where they're located, but they were like, I think I had one of these murder hornets in my house. Take a picture. It didn't look like one. It was black and it looked like a wasp. Maybe it didn't have any yellow on it. It was just
it
black.
Big?
It looked big, but they didn't have.
There's
anything
another
that was
one that is not the murder hornet, and there's a.
But
big,
it was black. It wasn't like yellow and black.
Yes,
like the other one
I saw
was.
something about this. I forget what it was called, but yeah, they're different. I mean, they're not. You don't want it, but they're different.
Obviously, yeah, very much. All right. So, Ahmaud Arbery. After talking about all the happy stuff, I don't know how to transition into this not so happy stuff. Because I'm irritated. I guess I'll start with an image that you shared with me.
Yeah.
Is this Lenny B person anyone like notable that anyone would know?
No, it's
just a random person.
Someone on my Instagram.
Okay. I don't know. I just wanted to say. I just wanted to give a shout out if it was needed. But
no.
So this person shared some picture and you sent it to me, and it's interesting. It's interesting, and I did a little tear emoji because I was like, yeah.
Well, yeah, I figured you would dig it,
dog,
because you've talked about it before.
So I'm gonna read this to you guys. It's a picture. I'll do a quick flash on the YouTube video if you're watching. You can really probably just see the shirt. You can't really read the text, but it's like a robe. It looks like a t-shirt.
Something like that.
And it says "Black men move differently" on the back. Move different. And it says "Black men move different. It was never because they wanted to, but because they had to. Code switch. Leave the J's at home while on the passenger seat while driving. Keep a neat cut.
Haircut.
Yeah, I'm like, my reading is sucky. Respect authority. Get a degree. Skip the hoodie on a cold day. Navigate in this world as if you're the ultimate threat. No more. I'm tired for you. My energy is depleted. You've been enough. Let me be clear. Black men don't owe you.
Shiitake mushrooms.
Okay, I didn't know if I wanted to say that. Yeah. Not a name. Not an acknowledgement. Not an identification for simply living. Not a dang thing. I was like, yeah, it's like one of those reflecting moments when I was reading that, and I'm just like, yeah. It's like another thing where you don't realize it. But yeah, I've talked about on this podcast before. Like when I go to certain areas, I have to operate differently because how people perceive me. It's funny with the whole like leaving your wallet on the passenger seat because like I really don't leave my wallet. Like when I'm driving, I keep my wallet like in like an arm's reach and like relatively visible just in case. And it's like I never really think about that, but I'm like, oh yeah. Man, why you looking at me like with concerned eyes?
Well, cause it's sad.
And like yeah,
what
like
am I supposed to be looking at you with?
And like I agree with the making sure that your haircut has to be cut because I feel like that's why I keep it low in a sense because it's like if not you looked at as a certain way
It's the same thing with black women. They're looked at as it's a problem if they wear it natural.
Yeah, it's like you're the word that
Like
comes
in
to
the
me
workplace.
is unkempt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Respecting authority, yes. Like I said this before, I'm not sure if I said it on the podcast, but I said it to you. Like I have a major issue when it comes to like dealing with whenever I'm around like some type of like what?
You're like making it do sounds.
I'm not touching the mic.
Okay. It's going bang bang in my earphones.
It's not. That's you.
What?
I have a certain issue when it comes to like authority, and it's like, for example, way back, I used to work at Target, as you guys know if you've been listening to the podcast for a while. And they have like a Target security guard guy, and he was cool, but whenever he was around, I was a bit standoffish, and it's like he never gave me a reason to be, but just because even though this guy wasn't like an actual cop, but he like wore the outfit, and it's just like it's kind of like that signifier or something that like said like I don't really rock with you because of how you look, and it's like I just want to keep my distance. I don't have a beef, and I don't want there to be a beef, and I don't want there to be assumed that I'm doing anything wrong. Like it's just that's how I felt, and I was super uncomfortable whenever he was around, and nothing to him, like again, nothing to this guy. Yeah, and it's always been like that. Like no matter what setting I go to, and like I think we went to Target recently. And I had to like take my glasses off as we went in because like the mask that we have like fogs up my glasses, and I'm not trying to deal with that. And I think we passed like a cop, I think, in the Target as we were leaving. Do you remember this?
Mm-mm.
I feel like there was. I feel like we did. I couldn't see because I couldn't see literally, but I feel like we did. And like in my mind, I'm always just like, even though I don't do anything wrong, I'm just like, please don't stop me. Please don't like I always feel like I have to walk into a store and buy something as I'm walking out, no matter what I'm doing. And I hate just walking in and walking out. So as we did that, I'm kind of tempted to just go and like buy something so it looks like I have something, and I just walk out with something. Like, do you feel that way?
Do I feel that way? No. And I feel like that's that just,
wow.
Well, I
really
I feel like that shows the difference.
Wow.
Maybe when I was younger, I used to think that because I would get more nervous like going in places when I was younger, especially by myself. But yeah.
Wow, I'm getting like teary-eyed from that. Like, damn.
I'm sorry.
Damn.
I mean, I thought that was a trick question. I thought you knew what I would say because, yeah.
I'm kind of like speechless.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious to know like if any other like black men or women like feel like that, because like that's how I feel like all the time.
Well, I will say this too, because the past couple years I've kind of transitioned to not always using like a large purse. When I have a large purse, I feel a little bit more nervous because I feel like then people assume that you can hide stuff in there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can hide stuff.
So that's a little different. Well, not really. I don't have pockets.
Stuff something in your bra.
Yes, but I feel like that's more obvious when you go to do it. Like if you look at like cameras and stuff, and I feel like that would be, I don't know, someone would see you.
Yeah,
but
in general, that's just how I feel. Like anytime, like that's what I hate when you go into places and you just go there to look and you don't buy anything and we leave. In my head, I'm like, no, I don't want to do this, and I want to say stuff to you, but I normally don't. In my mind, I'm like, I can't, like, I really want to buy something just to remove any perception that anyone may have that, like, yo, this guy could be walking out with something, and I'm always worried that, like, the little things are going to go off as I'm walking by, even though I don't have anything.
I will say I always worry about that because that has happened to me where they literally go off for no reason. So I don't like that. Like there was even this time in Ulta before all the quarantine stuff happened, and I went and bought a flat iron, and because the flat iron, it was like $100. There was something that was in the box so that it would go off. But you know how like normally they're supposed to like do the shaky thing and all that to make it not work or whatever they do.
They're supposed to put it on a magnet that demagnetizes the little thing. Yeah. I
guess that didn't work. So I walked through and it went off, and I was just like, hi. Like, they saw I just bought it. So then she went in. She had to open, like, the whole box and, like, it literally, there was nothing to solve. There was nothing in there. So, like, I had to walk through and it went off. But, like, I hate doing that because I hate, like, the eyes getting on me. And I'm like, I swear I didn't steal this.
Yeah.
Like, so there's that. I remember when I was younger, started shopping more, buying my own things and stuff. Like, my parents would teach me to, like, have the receipt out when I walk out, just in case, like, the thing went off and you have to prove that you bought the stuff. So I was very, like, nervous when I, like, was growing up and I would start buying stuff on my own, and, like, I had to, be like, oh, here I am with my receipt. Like, I would make it, like, obvious, like, walking out of the store that I had a receipt.
I only do that in certain places like Walmart.
But, yeah, more so Walmart, definitely. But now I don't do that. Now I've kind of I just am.
Yeah.
To
get a degree, obviously that's yeah. Yeah.
A stereotype.
Yeah. Skip a hoodie on the cold day. I don't really know about that one. I'm wearing a hoodie no matter what.
But it's another stereotype.
Of course, I have to be mindful of, like, what places I go to and I'm wearing a hoodie versus just wearing a jacket. I'll say that.
Well, that, and I think it's more about putting it up.
Yeah. Whenever I go into, like, places, no matter, like, how cold I am or something, like, I feel like I have to, like, put my hood down.
Yeah.
It's always just I hate it. It's always making sure that everyone else is comfortable with me instead of it just being the other way around, with just just me being comfortable. Like, It's always just making other people comfortable, and and that's why it's draining, and maybe that's why I'm more so a homebody than anything, and I really don't like going out places, and I like going, I say this all the time, I like going early in the morning or late at night when there's less people out, and I don't have to worry about anything.
Well, I could imagine it's exhausting to have to put on a persona all the time. Wasn't there something recently, there was like a video or something, and he basically said how he's always lying when he walks out the house or something, and that resonated with you?
Yeah, I forgot what we were watching. Wasn't it just the Hollywood thing? I think it was. A Hollywood show.
Oh, yes. Oh, guys. Oh, my gosh.
Said.
If you haven't, what is it just called? Wait, Hollywood something?
No.
What is it called?
Hollywood.
Just called The Hollywood Show on Netflix. Everyone needs to watch it. But, no, there's this black character who's gay, and it's back in, like, the late 40s. And so being both is definitely just not good at that time. And, yeah, he was, like, talking about how, like, you'll never, because he was talking to an older white woman, and it's like, you'll never understand that, I always have to lie walking out the house. He was more so talking in particular about being gay, because he was with a man, and that was a huge no-no. And, the woman was talking about how, oh, yeah, sometimes, my husband would walk in front of me and we wouldn't hold hands or whatever. And he's like, but you had the choice. Like, you could if you wanted to. That's the difference, is I don't have that choice. I can't do that. I have to walk out my house and pretend I'm not gay. Mm-hmm. And on top of, being black in a world that was definitely not accepting as it is now, even though we still have issues. But yeah, I'm like, that's sad. That sucks. Because people still definitely feel that way today regarding both. I'm like, I'd like to see the day when that goes away for everybody, but I don't know if I will.
Unlikely.
Yeah.
One of the things that I question as we move to this transition of, like, finding a new place to, like, live, and probably the area where we will most likely move to will be predominantly white. I hope that our future family is safe. That's a thought that crosses my mind that, like, I don't dwell on too much because, it is what it is. But it's something that's just in my mind where it's like, I hope there's no issues with, like, someone not liking that, like, oh man, there's a interracial family over there, or like, or one thing I like as a kid, I used to do. My mom would go around like walks, and it's like, well, hopefully, you know, if my kid goes out on a walk, if we have a son and they happen to be darker or whatever, like they don't get like looked at and be like, why is this like black kid walking around? And like they call it like just random things that like I don't dwell on that much. It's like you don't know what happens in the future, so it is what it is. But it's just like random things that come to my mind. And this guy, oh, were you gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say I feel like I know that it could still be an issue anywhere. You really never know, but I think maybe because we live in the northern area, like the Northeast, maybe we're better off.
Obviously, it's a little less, but I mean, you can probably I can name some towns. I'm just like, I don't know.
Well, yeah.
And I'm like, I know.
Well, we aren't going to some of those towns that are like richy rich. We're not that. We're not.
Yeah, but not even the town next to us is like, I mean, there's a stigma there.
Yeah.
And like it even had like I'm not sure. I think I shared it on this podcast where I got pulled over just by being in the passenger seat.
Yeah, I know.
And like, and I even got questioned by the cop, and like, there was no reason. No reason.
Yeah.
For that to even happen. Like, yeah, nothing was happening, and even like I had to show my ID and all that stuff. And at the time, I'm like, I'm not sure how old I was, probably 18, 19. And like, didn't do anything wrong, so who knew I didn't have to show my ID? But I don't even know if I would say like, no, I don't want to show you it.
I know, that's the scary thing is I see all these things online regarding like, you don't have to do this. You these are your rights. You don't have to say okay to this, like yada yada. One, it's remembering that in the moment when you're like terrified, and two, it's like, do you test it? Because you already have this against you. You know what I mean? Like, they already see you as a problem, regardless of what you did or didn't do. And it's like, do you test it and maybe it goes even more south? It's terrible. Mm-hmm. And that's where a lawyer comes in. Because that's not right. You shouldn't feel like you couldn't say, hey, these are my rights, or you have no right to see that or ask for that. So
I don't know. And yeah, like, yeah, we live in a better part of the country, better upper part of it. And it's like the fact, if you guys haven't seen this video, of course I can't play it because it's an audio podcast, especially if you watch it on YouTube, I'm not going to play it. But like the way this guy was killed is so sad. So these two white guys, if you guys aren't familiar, so let me get into that, which I'm not sure how you're not, because it's been in the news for the past week or so. This guy, Ahmaud Arbery, was going on regular walk, something he normally does. But this time, I guess, you know, there happened to be this racist son and father combo out. And I guess there may have been some recent break-ins, and I guess some footage was put out. I'm not sure if it was news or how this footage was out, but I saw it briefly. I didn't see the person's face. But they were like, oh, like, you know, they see it's a black guy, and they're like, okay. They assume it's this guy running. So they go back to their houses, back to the dad's house or whatever. They grab their gun. They go to this road where this guy is most likely going to run through, and they stay in the middle of the road, and that's where, like, the video you see is at. And then, like, Ahmaud, like, comes around and he sees them, and he's, like, trying to, like, get out of the way. He sees the son have a gun. The dad's, like, in the truck bed, and he's literally, like, tussling with this guy, like, as they're trying to make a supposed citizen's arrest.
Yeah.
And yeah, the son then shoots him, and like, the kid is jogging. Who has a gun on them as they're jogging? Like, you could obviously see I got shorts on and a t-shirt. I'm not walking. I don't have anything on me except for my phone or headphones. Mm-hmm. And it's like, like who? Yeah. And I say this jokingly, but also seriously. I never, like, as much as I would love to, like, go down south to just, you know, just see a different part of the world, dog, I don't want to go there. I don't want to, especially with who I'm married to. It's not happening.
Yeah.
It's not, like, dog, I'm not sorry to bunch everyone in North Carolina and South Carolina that has friends or family there. If you're from there, I don't even want to go there. Like, you will not catch me in Georgia, Kansas, Kentucky, Mississippi, Louisiana. You won't catch me there. It's not happening. Not happening at all. It's too much of a risk, and it's like, even Florida's a gamble, really. Like, I can't mess with people's like racist mindsets, and it's literally killing us. This is another freak George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin like situation, where it's like, you go and confront someone that's not even doing anything.
Right. This is a classic example of mind your business. Because what was he doing to you guys specifically? You know what I mean? Like, this isn't a person that was at large. This isn't a person that was harassing or physically hurting you or anything. So it's like, just mind your business. This is where the world would be a better place if we all just mind our own business, take care of us and ours, and that's it. No.
And you know what the funny thing is? So you learn later from like Ahmaud's lawyer that the family got, that even though this guy, okay, let me get into this next part of it. So even the guy that the father of the son and father combo is an ex-cop. So for anyone to make a citizen's arrest, they have to be committing a crime. So if if I walk in Target and I see you stealing, and I'm like, pin you to the ground and everything, call the police, I'm making a citizen's arrest.
Okay.
Because you just committed a crime. I saw you.
Okay.
All that stuff, and of course the cameras will confirm that.
Right.
These guys didn't see anything, and supposedly the guy says in like a 911 call, like, he was walking, like he looked through like some like new construction house, like one of the houses that like, they're open, like you could just see right through them. Like, they said he was just looking through that, and it's just like, so what's there to take?
We do that all the time.
Wood?
Like, we look like creeps. We go like in neighborhoods like of houses that we're like, oh, we'd be interested in living there, and we just like drive by and we just like look at it. So like, we look really creepy, but like, we're not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're not actually getting out and knocking on the door and running in your house.
But even
like,
but even so, it's just a house
case,
that no one lived in. It's like, it doesn't even seem like it was a house that was like finished.
He didn't actually physically do anything.
It doesn't even seem like a house that was finished. It was just a house that was just like, it had wood, like the basic like foundation, and that was like, dog. What can you do with that?
Yep.
So the crazy part of the story with the dad being the ex-cop is when they go to bring this to the prosecutor. Oh, can't do it because it's a conflict of interest because this prosecutor knows the dad. So they move the case to another prosecutor. Another issue because that prosecutor also, knows the dad. So they bring it to this other one, and now things are starting to move because of the outrage. The Georgia mayor came out, so this is, all that political stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's not right, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And these men, thankfully, they didn't have to wait until a trial to happen. They were charged with murder and I'm not sure whatever else. So they are now in jail. They had their first, like, what do you call those things? Is it a trial? Right?
Maybe.
They had their first meeting with the judge, and they were denied bail. So I'm like, okay, cool, you staying in there. And I'm just like, at the end of this, I hope they both get, I guess, what you would call life. Which to them, since they're older, could be 20, 30 years, whatever.
Still.
Like, I need you to essentially die in there. Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, because a lot of people are saying on Twitter, of course there's people who are in favor of the death penalty. I was never in favor of the death penalty when people deserve to rot.
mm-hmm.
Like, the death penalty is the easy way out in my head. I mean, I know that you could still be on death row for years and like all that stuff, but like, no, like, you're just going to sleep, and then you don't have to deal with what you did. I think life in prison is so much worse. Mm-hmm. You're dying a slow death in there. Like, there's no hope. Like, yeah, And so, of course, then people are saying, well, he should probably get life, but watch them get like 20 or something.
I mean, at the end of the day, what?
They're not that old, especially the younger one.
He's probably in his 40s.
Okay. 20 years, he'd be out at 60? No.
Yeah, like, at that point, he's going to be old.
Still, we don't want that.
Whatever. I just want at least 20 years or more. I'll be cool with anything it's not right. And this is stuff that should have happened to George Zimmerman.
You get life. This is the thing that I hate. It's very simple to me. If you take a life, you get life. Period. I don't like this whole back and forth and like, I get the whole innocent until proven guilty and we have our rights and yada yada. But if you were proven to murder somebody, there should not be options.
And it should have happened to George Zimmerman, but I really think because there was no video of that killing is why he got off scot-free and he's able to do the stupid things he does.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah.
If you're proven to murder someone, that's it. That's it. Because everybody says how murdering is like the worst thing you could do. Hello. No one has the right to take someone else's life like that. So
there are reasons for stupid to begin with.
Right.
You don't need to.
You can't say it was self-defense. And
it's like, yo, just because we're black, this guy automatically assumes, oh man, this guy's such a problem.
Well, right, like the like
you really need your gun.
Right, the graphic that's going around is saying about how you shouldn't get shot running while black.
You could, dog.
That shouldn't be a thing. That shouldn't be a penalty.
It doesn't make sense to me. Would you, if someone had a gun on them, you could see that in their pocket. Right. If they're wearing, most likely you're wearing shorts if you're running.
And you're not going to be doing that because you're not going to be running with a gun jumping around in your pocket.
It's not possible. It's bigger than your phone.
Your leg off?
Like no. But it's bigger than your phone. Like it's not happening.
Right.
I mean, of course you can wear like one of those things and stuff, but no one's going through that. No one's Here's no when you're going on a walk.
Yeah.
You're going a walk around your neighborhood. You're thinking it's all cool and nothing's going to happen.
Yep.
It's irritating to me, and it's like. I hate the stigmas. I hate the stereotypes. I hate everything when it comes to black people. It's so annoying.
I hate this stuff because I know we've talked about this, and I know that I guess you say you're not as worried, but every time something like this happens, I worry. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because it's like those are people I love, and it terrifies me, the thought of what people could do.
It's unlikely. I know how to maneuver.
We say it's unlikely, but it's looking like there's a lot of them happening. So it's like, and it really doesn't even matter which one. It's just, they see one and they're just like, ooh. Like, doesn't even matter who you are, what you did, what age you are. Like, nothing.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So,
what can you do?
I don't like it.
That's all I have to say.
I worry.
I would get into a deeper tangent on it, but I'm trying to be light.
Oh.
Only way I can be light. Let's play on words.
Ha.
Do you get what I said?
Yes.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it. I'm pasty all the time. I got it.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go off this topic, and we're gonna hit some relationship advice. Man, and this one I feel like it's gonna be touchy in general. Boy. So you ready for it?
Maybe.
So, I have a flat chest. I'll just say that out loud, dude.
Can't relate.
Just fine. So this girl goes on to say, I have a flat chest, and I don't wear bras almost never. My
lucky girl.
My boyfriend wants me to wear bras because he is uncomfortable with my nipples showing through. I'm 23 years old and my boyfriend is 27. We have been dating for 7 months now, known each other for 5 years. Until now, we have had a few fights, nothing major, mostly because I'm more open-minded and he is more conservative. And we have different views on some things, but we always compromised. We are in a kind of a long distance relationship, 1.5 hours apart. We see each other once a week. Last week I was visiting him for a few days and I forgot to pack my bra because, like I said, I almost never wear it because I don't need it.
Right.
We were supposed to go and have lunch, but some of his family, I already have met them. That's what they put in parentheses. When I put, I see where this is going. When I put my blouse on, my nipples were showing through because it was a bit cold. He kind of got mad and said he would be uncomfortable going with me because someone might look at my nipples. I've thrown a jacket over the blouse, and the problem was solved at the moment. Since then, he insists that I should wear my bra everywhere I go. I don't think bra is made. Oh my god, I don't think bra is made to cover the nipples. This spelling is
no,
going
yeah.
off.
It's not just for nipples; it's for boobs.
His
That's
purpose,
what she's saying, I think.
His purpose is to support. I find bras. His purpose? You mean the purpose?
Probably.
God damn.
Probably.
It's not me, guys. It's the way they write this.
Probably not coverage as much as it is to support and lift. Yeah.
I find bras very uncomfortable and to wear. I don't feel like them being uncomfortable is the reason enough to start wearing them all the time. And I personally don't see anything wrong with nipples. Men have them. Why aren't they wearing something to cover them up? Preach. I completely understand that in some occasions I simply have to wear it, and that is okay. But I don't want to wear it all the time. So my question is, should I compromise and start wearing one all the time? Or should I just be persistent that I would wear one if I really have to?
Okay. So she seems level-headed enough to know, because she's like, oh, I wear them every now and then. Like, for example, say you're in your friend's wedding and, you're in this bridesmaid dress and all that. Sounds like she would wear one then just because she's not trying to, draw the attention away and, like, all that stuff. It sounds like, she knows when it's appropriate because people are weirdly uncomfortable with nipples. So here's the thing. This is kind of similar to the whole like breastfeeding in public debate. And because it's like people are so weirded out by boobs and nipples and over sexualize everything. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's always with women. It's always with women. Because, yeah, she has a point. Not only do guys not have to wear a covering, they can go shirtless whenever they want. But our boobs create a problem. So here's the thing. I could not imagine if I didn't have to wear a bra, wearing a bra. Like, I have to because they're sizable and they need a little lift and a little support. And it just, in this society, if I didn't wear one, which, hey, there's people that have my size boobs and they even go without a bra, more power to them. But I feel like if you have boobs, it's even more difficult to go without. But if you literally are flat chested and you're basically just nipples, I don't see the problem with it. I mean, yes, when it's cold or you're nervous or something happens, sure, they're going to poke out like men's do. I see men's nipples all the time poking through their shirts, but we don't make a scene about it. But you know what I always see is as soon as like a woman's like one nipple like pokes out of the shirt, say she has like, because there's bras that are thin too, that don't have the padding. And so it still creates the same issue, but you're wearing a bra. But as soon as that happens, people get weird. And it's like, first of all, it's a natural body thing. It's just like everyone sneezes, everyone coughs, everyone, smiles. It's the same thing. Like your nipples, they poke out a little sometimes. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's inconvenient. But hey, it's part of life. And I just think it's so frustrating that women have so much against us. And it's just something so silly is so important to men. It's like, especially if she's been around the family before, she's not trying to be weird whatever. Like, I don't like that he's now telling her you have to wear them all the time, too. He's going far. He's not even just saying, wear it around my family. Now he's saying, I don't like you doing this period, wear them all the time. I don't like that. Because that's the whole debate of it feels like you're taking our autonomy and our women's rights and our body rights away. Like, what right do you have to tell me that? You could go free ball if you want. You could go and wear no underwear and it'll be just fine. But if I don't want to wear a bra, it's the end of the world. So I'd love your feedback on this.
For this guy to be 27 and her to be 23, this guy's a bit overreacting. I'll say that. So I guess that
Wait,
covers my
why?
stance.
What does that have to do with the age?
Dog, grow up.
Okay.
So I'll say this. I understand his point when it comes to like we're going out with my family. Can you please? Yeah.
Why?
Just out of respect for me in that sense.
Why is it disrespectful?
Because I don't find that to be. I don't want you to be perceived that way in whatever way my family would take that.
Why don't you talk to your family?
Babe, I hate you.
I'm just saying, you don't really, this response doesn't make sense. It is not me being disrespectful.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying I don't want.
So why don't you talk to your family? If your family has a problem and they come talk to you,
why would I say, yo, stop looking at her titties?
No, I'm not saying come out with it, but if they come to you and they were to say something like, hey, like, it's a little uncomfortable, like, why doesn't she wear, then why can't you be on my side and be like, because she's more comfortable that way.
It's not happening,
it's not
Sway.
doing anything.
Put on a bra.
Excuse me? No, I'm serious.
Dog, I'm not. Okay, here we go. I'm not doing this. Like, it's around the family. It's my only like around the family and certain events.
Like, right? That, like I said, certain occasions. You know, we're not aloof.
Other than that,
like,
if we're like grocery shopping and you want, like, I don't care. A lot of other things I don't care about, but the family and, you know, special events, whatever those are deemed as, a bra would have to be like there. That's you
want to wear a bra too? Have you seen some men's chests? Some of them are bigger than women's. Why aren't they wearing bras?
I don't think I've ever seen a guy's be bigger than women's, but okay.
Apparently yours would be bigger than hers if she's completely flat chested.
It's true.
I'm telling you.
That's true.
But do you see how ridiculous this is? Yet you guys could have like your boobs out and poking nipples out, but because they're boobs, all of a sudden that's different.
Yeah.
No.
It's happening.
Sir. He's frustrating me.
It's happening.
You're frustrating a lot of women right now.
But why around the family? Like, why not? Like, why is that like the, oh my God.
But why? Why can't I be comfortable if I'm going to get comfortable with your family? Why if eventually we're looking at this long term and your family's going to be my family and like we're all lovey-dovey and like we're all cool and we're all comfortable with that, with each other?
Because no one else is doing that.
Congrats.
No.
Why do I have to fit in with the mold?
Because you want to fit in with the family.
I can fit in with the family. Me having natural body responses doesn't make it so I don't fit in. Do you know how many times our nipples probably poke out, but you just don't see it?
Congrats.
It's not like it's not happening.
Okay.
So why all of a sudden, just because it's happening and it's there? It's not even like she's saying sheer shirts. She's not. It sounds like it's the poking rather than the sheerness, and you see like the areola and everything like through the shirt.
That's really just the nipples poking out.
Right, which to me is fine. I think.
Dog.
I think.
So when like my little cousin sees and he sees you got a little nipple poking out and he goes and just goes to touch, is that you cool with that?
I mean, you would teach that you don't touch other people's bodies like that.
I don't see that.
No, not you. I'm saying whoever the person with the nipples is, you would teach the little kid, just like anything else with a little kid, you don't touch somebody's body without them saying it's okay.
They attempt it another time, but they try it in a hug fashion.
Then you just keep telling them they're a child.
Like, hey, I'm not saying a kid.
You just said a kid.
I'm saying old enough to like, not like a baby, but like old enough to like understand things and know what they're doing.
Okay, well, you would learn to draw the line.
And what happens when they don't? I feel like we talked about an episode like this where like the kid was like very
I don't know, that's a whole other issue. Then you gotta talk to that kid's parents and be like, dude, listen.
and they'd be like, dog,
Kid's a perv.
listen, put a bra on. Dog,
I got nothing for a bra.
I can't
Bras
say.
were designed to lift and support.
Okay, then we won't
what do I
get
got?
we won't get her bra. We'll get little pasties. Like if you feel comfortable not wearing a bra, we'll get little pasties then. Like little one of those like clear like things.
Are
that, like,
you gonna
really,
wear pasties?
My nipples aren't poking through my freaking shirt.
Oh yes, they are. Men's nipples poke all the time.
Okay, I don't care about men's. Talking about mine.
Your nipples poke. Do you think your nipples never poke out?
What? Okay. Okay. This.
See, he's so uncomfortable. Why are we, as a society, so uncomfortable talking about nipples? We all have them, and especially for men, they're not seen as a private part. So then why is it so weird? If you guys can go to the beach and the pool and flash them.
Hey, Missy. She's like, yo, what's happening over there? I hate you.
Missy has nipples.
Can we cut this? I'm done. I'm gonna end this podcast now.
No, go ahead.
Dog, nowhere in none of my shirts that I wear outside to the public, you're able to see my nipples. Yeah, probably in like a shirt like and that I'm wearing at home, maybe, because it's cold in here because we keep the thing cold. And that's another story for another day.
Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, but like when I'm outside in public, that's not happening because I don't feel comfortable.
Okay.
Is that not the case?
It's happened, but okay.
And you didn't warn her, brother?
Why would I warn you? Why would I say, hey, your nipples poking through your shirt? It's just, it happens.
Dog, I hate you.
But like, case in point, why is it such a taboo thing?
Nice. Your point is, the bra is happening. Bra or little pasties.
Cool. Thanks for censoring women. Thank you for telling women what to do with their bodies again.
It's fine. I'll wear little pasties under my shirt too when we go out.
Go ahead. Yeah.
We'll walk it together.
Go ahead.
If that's what makes you feel comfortable.
We'll get you a little training bra.
I said pasties.
No, why not a bra though?
No, because we're wearing pasties.
But why can't I have you wear a bra?
That is not happening, Karen.
But I don't get it. You told me to wear a bra.
No, I switched to pasties since the bras are uncomfortable. Pasties won't be.
I mean, they probably will. I don't want to rip those off my nipples.
No, don't worry. I'll rip them off for you.
Okay, jeez. See, it's always sexual. We got to sexualize everything.
I hate you.
I'm telling you,
I'm done. Cut this off. Let's go.
See, he doesn't like this because I'm right. Mm-hmm. I'm right that he should not be telling me or women what to do with
Point
their
is, when we're
bodies.
going out with my family, that's the very least you could do. I'm not saying, yo, we're wearing bras all the time if it makes you feel uncomfortable. I don't care. Do what you want. Let them titties go. What?
Okay.
But when I'm with my family, when we out celebrating a birthday or something, dog, I want them covered with at least a bra or pasties. Whatever you feel is comfortable.
So you would never let me be a part of the free the nipple movement?
Yeah, you can. I don't care. Just don't free the nipple while I'm with my family.
The free the nipple movement is public. It's where like people go, well, non-crowds these days, but you like go in a freaking parade and everybody's shirtless.
Yeah, do that if you want. I'm not doing it.
Your family could see. So what's the difference?
Why would they see unless they see a picture online?
All right, they might see it. So what's the difference of
I don't
me
care.
being clothed but having no bra?
But you're with other people that are not being clothed. Like, I don't care. If I'm saying I don't care if you do it in public, like out shopping, why would I care you doing it in a group setting with a bunch of other people?
You guys, what is your answer on this debate? We need to know.
I said what I said.
No, I don't like it. We need to know what everybody else's ideas of this is and what they would prefer. Mm-hmm. So email us, hit us up.
Do you know what the email link is?
PagingTheSimpsons@gmail.com.
Do you know how people can send voice messages?
Anchor.
Okay, is that it?
I think.
It's in the description. Paging the Simpsons. If you want to send us a voice message on this topic, but it still stands that, dog, when we're around...
It still stands that you can't tell women what to do with their body, period.
Okay. Well, we're gonna end this podcast, and I'm gonna have you.
I'm
going to have you leave your bra on.
He says how he's pro-choice, but in this case, like, apparently he's not.
Well, you're not having a baby.
Why is it only about a baby? Why can I not choose what I want to do with my body? Period. Can you choose what to do with your body? Or can I tell you what to do with your body?
This is not about me, Karen.
See? Look at that. Look at him. He's shook.
Okay. On that note, I'm going to end this podcast.
Free the nipple.
You're probably going to do that right after this episode ends.
Yeah. Take that bra off right when we're done with the podcast.
Oh, God. All right, guys.
Oh, come on. If every woman doesn't take off her bra as soon as she possibly can, she's lying. Like, everyone loves to just take it off when they get in the door.
You can take off more than the bra.
No one likes to wear a bra. Like, unless you're a model and you feel, like, sexy in that, or, like, say you got a nice little set for, you know, your boo thing for sexy time or whatever. But, like, on the day-to-day, the need to wear a bra all the time, no one likes that.
You can take off more than the bra.
Uh-huh. Oh, now I can. Mm-hmm. Okay. Interesting turn of events.
I'm done. Okay.
When it benefits him, I can take it off.
Goodbye. This is a wrap, guys. All right. Thank you for listening. I'm glad we finally had content or something this week. Once again, I'm Shadell, co-host of Paging the Simpsons. I'm joined by my free the nipple wife.
Lauren.
And we will see you next week, nipple free.
Are we getting our nipples removed?
One of us are.
One of us?
Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay.
Bye.
We'll see you next week. Peace.